Now we will look into the sentence structure and the different types of sentences. So what are sentences firstly, right? What are sentences? Sentences are little packages of words that are put together, right? So they are the packages of words that are put together in order to convey a meaningful sentence, something meaningful. Okay, so grammatically speaking, in most cases you'll be dealing with four types of sentence structures. Now before plunging into the sentence structures, let me first tell you what an independent and a dependent clause is. So here we have independent clause and dependent. Okay, so now what an independent and dependent clause is, right? So independent clause is a standalone complete sentence in itself. So you can say, I like pasta. That's an independent sentence. Okay, now if I say, although I like pasta, that's just a dependent sentence because it depends on an independent sentence to make it complete. So if I say independent sentences, I like pasta. Dependent sentences, although I like pasta. Now let's understand independent and dependent before going ahead. Independent, standalone, complete in itself. Dependent is an incomplete sentence. That's about it. So firstly, first type of sentence that we have, it's a simple sentence, right? In a simple sentence, it contains a subject and a verb or a verb phrase. So, I hate my boss. This is a standalone, complete sentence in itself. And I know how many of you are actually laughing your hearts out right now. Okay, so I hate my boss is an independent sentence. It contains a subject I and a verb hate, and it expresses a complete thought. It has a verb, it has a subject, and together it's a complete sentence in itself. So this is a simple sentence. Likewise, she reads, she obtained her degree. All of these are simple sentences. Now let's look at the compound sentences. So compound sentences contain two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. Now, what are the coordinating conjunctions? Earlier in the module, that's the first, second, and first 2 hours, I think I mentioned about the fanboys. Those are FANBOYS. It's over here that I have mentioned you the fanboys. So I want you to get down to that and again understand, because now it's going to help you to understand further in detail. Okay, your fanboys. Okay, so it is, let me put it up again. Boys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So these are my coordinating conjunctions. Right? So a compound sentence, at least two independent clauses, and which could be combined with a comma, a semicolon, or a coordinating conjunction. Now, I told you if there is a coordinating conjunction joining the two independent clauses, I need to put my comma before the coordinating conjunction. So I'll be giving you more examples over here. I'll just be typing it down, which you all can also use for more for your references and stuff. Okay, so she completed her literature review, and she created her reference list. Right? Now, she completed her literature review is one complete sentence. She created her reference list is another independent clause, complete sentence. Now, between these two independent sentences, I have a coordinating conjunction. And what's my coordinating conjunction? The and. So the comma goes between these two sentences and before my coordinating conjunction to understand, right? So this is a right punctuation. Now let's look into the next sentence that we have. This is a complex sentence. So here, at least one independent clause and one dependent clause, right? One independent and one dependent. Now again, I want you to make notes of it. If my sentence ought to begin with a dependent clause, then I need to put a comma after the clause. After which clause? After the dependent clause, right? And if my sentence has to begin with a dependent clause, then there's no use of a comma. So now let's look at another example and I'll help you understand this more in detail. So, although she completed her literature review, she still needs to work on her methods section. Now I'll give you a few seconds to see if you can work this out rightly and where the comma would fit in, right? Okay, so time is up. Let me tell you. So now here I'll explain. It's beginning with a dependent clause, right? Although she completed her literature review, which is a dependent clause, followed by a independent clause. She still needs to work on her methods section, right? So there goes a comma after the completion of an after the completion of a dependent clause. Now it's right. Although she completed her literature review, comma, she still needs to work on her methods section. That's another one.